So, as children, we're constantly molded by what we see, what we hear, what we experience. And those experiences and those events shape us for the rest of our lives. Now, when we think of stories from the African continent, we think voodoo and blood. But really, a lot of the stories are pretty tame to tell, and we do believe more in spirits. Now, as a writer, I believe that what I experienced in my early life and what I was told has influenced me more than I will ever realize. These stories and experiences either inspired me, scared me, or made me more superstitious. This is one of those stories. This is the story of Abiku. Abiku are spirit children who are born to die. Deep in southwest Nigeria, Yoruba land, we believe that Abiku are spirit children that are born and then die. They either die early on in life or the mother constantly miscarries. We believe that they are born then die young as an infant or a child, only to be born again and die again in a repetitive cycle, always to the same mother. It's said that a family will know whether or not they possess an Abiku as the mothers constantly miscarry. They have stillbirths or the deaths constantly recur. Now this is slightly controversial as we know that miscarriages happen for many reasons. It is said that some families believe that if they have Abikus in their midst, in the family, they find out if this is true by giving them a scar somewhere on the body. And if the child dies and another child is born with the similar markings, then that child is an Abiku and an evil spirit. Having an Abiku born into a family is torturous for the family, as in cases where the child is actually born, a bond is formed between mother and child before the child eventually dies. Now, in some villages, and I was also told this as a child, that to stop kids going out, to stop children going out, especially wayward children, they were always told that Abikus would get you, as there was always one waiting nearby. There is also a rumour that the Abikus prefer the spirit world to our world because they are constantly being reborn into our world, but wish to return to the spirit world as fast as they can, hence the deaths. Now, some say that there are ways to ground Abiku spirits to our realm by offering them sacrifices in the form of fruits and palm kernels, but these sacrifices have to be burnt at the shrine rather than just placed there. Now, there's a goddess, the goddess Oshun, who is the goddess of reproductive organs and fertility, and she has a shrine in Oshobo, this is in South Nigeria, and she's able to separate the spirit from the child. This is what is said. And there are still quite a lot of people who do believe that this is true. There are different theories for why Abikus might be born into a family. There are, various reasons. Some people say it's due to jealousy from someone outside the family and the family's been cursed. Or the Abiku is someone who has been wronged in the past and wants the family to have untold suffering. The third reason, and I think this is the most popular one, and this is one I was told as a child, is that the Abiku are playful, mischievous spirit children who just want to go in and out of spiritual realms without any consequence. They have no idea of the pain or suffering that they cause, and they have a lack of empathy. Now, I find the term mischievous undermines who they are and the trouble and suffering that they cause. It makes them seem less threatening, but any spirit that is able to be born into a family and kill a child when it wants to depart is evil. The theory of Abiku being playful spirit children is the story a lot of us were brought up with. They were seen as playful little spirits who were anything but, really. The spiritual realm is supposed to be beautiful, and apparently the Abikus, on reaching our world, yearn to be back home. Now, it's said that to keep an Abiku in this world, they have to be comforted, cuddled, protected, and loved. It is believed that you have to give an offering up to the spirit, and this has to be done at a shrine. If the spirit feels satisfied, the spirit leaves, and the child remains.